Hello everybody and welcome. So today I just got my 5 bonsai trees in the mail. Well, they're seedlings. I shouldn't call them trees, they're seedlings. But let's take a look. Alright, here they are. Live trees. Open immediately. Let's check it out. Looks like it was packaged pretty well. I can see oak right here on top. So here's how they came packaged. They all came in one thing here. So I'm gonna open this up so we can get a better look and you guys can see. Check it out. Came with this cool bumper sticker, plant trees. So here's the seedlings. From left to right, you have the Japanese red maple, which isn't very red right now, but you can see it's beginning to change, so that'll change color with some more sunlight. And then this one here is the Dawn Redwood. So that one's gonna be the tallest of all of them, I'd imagine. And then next to it here, we have the Blue Oak. Seems like it's in decent condition. And then the Mugo Pine next to it. That's this little guy here. And then lastly, you have the Western Pine. It's a Western White Pine, I should say. And if memory serves correct, I believe these grow fairly quickly. So those are the 5 species of bonsai I'm gonna be growing. I'm very excited to plant these seedlings today. So those were my 5 starter trees I just got in the mail. I'm really excited to plant them. I hope you guys enjoyed the sneak peek looking at them. And I'm excited to watch them develop and show you guys over the years as they develop into cool little bonsai trees. And I'll keep you included on the process of how I train them and wire them and stuff like that. So hopefully you enjoyed seeing this little sneak peek. I got some errands to do, so I'll continue this later, but I'll show you how I pot these guys. Okay guys, I'm back from my errands and we're about to start doing some bonsai planting. So here we go. All right, this is the setup here. I've got the tree, the Japanese maple, and I took the tag off of the bag. I've got my cup. Bowl. I picked up this bowl at Walmart for 50 cents, and then I just drilled some holes in the bottom for drainage, but I think this is gonna make a nice temporary bonsai pot on the cheap, so that's a cool little pro tip. I'm gonna start by putting a little layer of some soil on top of the rocks that I placed. I placed rocks for better drainage at the bottom, and some air. Roots, they like a little bit of air. So that looks like we're getting a decent amount of soil. Okay, there it is, guys. So I put the soil level not quite all the way up to the top because I want to leave a little bit of room to pile a little more soil on top of the roots once I get the tree in here. And then I also want to leave just enough space so that water doesn't flow over the edge when I try to water the tree. So the kind of soil that I'm using is it's just a perlite, which is these little white pieces here. It's a perlite like soil mix. You can see there's kind of like little pieces of organic matter in here, and that'll feed the bonsai nicely. Generally I like to plant in a little bit more perlite infused soil than this, because I think this soil can get kind of dense once it's watered and can inhibit root growth and even sometimes cause root rot. So I will be changing the soil eventually. I just don't have any good soil right now. but I got this from a local garden shop, so I'm gonna use this for now. So I'm gonna get this all wet, give it a little spray down with some aquarium water from my fish tank. If any of you are also fish keepers or aquarium owners, your water from your aquarium has lots of good nutrients in it for the plants. So that's good stuff to use. All right, I gave it just a little spray. I'm gonna get the tree in there and show you how the roots look. All right, I got the tree out of the bag. I'm gonna spray these roots some more. Get them nice and wet. Japanese maples love to be wet. They really don't handle drying out very well at all. So be very careful if you have a Japanese maple. I neglected one day and it sat in the sun a little bit too long, and the leaves got burned from the sun, and it also dried out a little too much while I was at work, and that those two things killed the tree. So that really sucked. But yeah, that's something you have to keep in mind with Japanese maples, is you don't want to let these leaves get too much sun. They can burn and get some like spotting on them. So you want to be careful of that. I'm going to plant this guy in a relatively shady spot. So I'm going to spread out the roots, and we'll show you how that looks. Okay guys, tree is in the pot. I've got the roots kind of coming outward from the plant in a radial pattern, and I'm just going to give this a nice layer of soil now over top, and then give it a real good watering. So here we go. Pour it in around the tree. Okay. Yeah. I purposely kind of mounded everything up around the trunk, because you kind of want the water to roll down towards the edges of the pot. So I think that should be enough soil. I'm gonna go ahead and give this guy a thorough watering now. Get the leaves moist since the sun isn't out to burn them. I'm just kind of simulating a little bit of rain for this thing. And I think once this thing gets going in a few years' time, and I wire it in such a way that I think this could be a really cool bonsai. I'm thinking something kind of like that. So we'll see. I'll have to play around with it. But hopefully this will get it going for now. And here's the final product. I've got it sitting in a tray with some water under it. That should soak up into this soil and fix any dry spots, but I packed it all down and kind of mounded it up a little bit in the center. You can't really tell on camera, I guess, but the tree is in there, and this will be kind of a training pot for it for now. So the only thing left to do is put the label back on the tree. So I'm gonna fix this label back on the tree here. And there it is, the final product. One planted Japanese maple. If any of you are wondering why I put these rocks here, it's because of the squirrels. The squirrels, if there's any open dirt patches, they'll see that and dig in here and dig my trees up. So I put the rocks in there so they don't try to bury their nuts in my trees. All right, that's all for part 1 of the series. In part 2, I'll be planting the other 4 trees and drilling holes in the other 4 bowls. So stay tuned.